Hi, I'm Christopher Warnock of Renaissance Astrology. Today I'm going to talk about Hermes Trismegistus and our new bronze and green agate Hermes Trismegistus talismans. So really, Hermes Trismegistus is the root of everything that I do as an astrologer and astrological magician. His picture appears prominently on my fixed star and planetary altars. And this is the image that I, again, have on my altars. This is also the meditation image that's provided with the Hermes Trismegistus bronze and green agate talismans. This was done specifically for us by Nigel Jackson, and it's a very traditional image, even though Nigel is a contemporary magician and artist. You've got Hermes. Obviously, you can see the astrological thing there. He's looking at the celestial globe. So I really feel like it's vital for me to venerate Hermes Trismegistus, and I do it every single day. Every time I do an invocation, it is indirectly to Hermes Trismegistus. I thought it was time to step up and actually do a direct both invocation and talisman as a focus of my devotional practice. Who is Hermes Trismegistus? I mean, who indeed? I mean, his inherent mystery begins immediately with this question. I mean, is he a god or is he a man? Both. Is he one or three? Or maybe even four or five? There's multiple Hermes. What does it mean to be? Trismegistus means thrice great. What does thrice great mean? Again, never clear, always mysterious, infinitely changeable, and really entirely to my taste. I mean, along with Hermes Trismegistus, I'm always happy to have my cake and eat it too. To never be this or that, never be one thing or the other, always to be liminal, always to be on the boundary, always to be simultaneously partaking of seeming opposites. This is really one of the key mysteries and one of the key abilities of Hermes Trismegistus, and that he bestows on his devotees. There's really no doubt that the teachings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus are the root and essence of the stream of Western Esotericism. I mean, first erupting into public view is the synthesis of Greek and Egyptian philosophy and religion in the 1st to 4th centuries AD. The philosophical Hermetica, as exemplified by the Corpus Hermeticum, were never until the modern era, by academics, split from the technical Hermetica, which explain how to do astrology, magic, and alchemy. They've always been a unity. The philosophical supports the practical, and the practical exemplifies and gives examples of the use of the philosophical information. And they've always been absolutely key for astrology, astrological magic, and then the transmutation in alchemy. And yet Hermeticism, despite its deep knowledge and practical skill in these areas, has never lost its primary focus as a spiritual path leading to gnosis and union with the One. So this dual practical focus on both material and spiritual effects and on personal gnosis really accounts for the enduring obsession that the Western esotericists have had with Hermeticism. And it is periodically, it's always present, always really at the root, feeding the rest of the culture, but often it's hidden. Periodically it erupts into public view. Again, like I said, 1st to 4th century AD. It's the apparent beginning as far as we can see. It obviously has deeper roots. Then again in the Renaissance, and Marsilio Ficino, for example, translated the Corpus Hermeticum and revealed these secrets of talisman creation in his 3 books on life. Really the yeast in that, Renaissance ferment, and produced a lot of incredible effects within Renaissance culture. Again, one of the reasons I really just love the Renaissance, and as well as the magical and alchemical and astrological effects that are obvious. And once again, we are living in a Hermetic Renaissance. These secrets, really these arcana, have chosen to reveal themselves. Hermes Trismegistus has come forth. We're seeing this incredible efflorescence of magical, astrological, and alchemical knowledge. People are really delving into the tradition and bring it into the modern era, synthesizing it while staying within the essence of the tradition. So I thought it was time to step up and do a specific Hermes Trismegistus talismans, we've done a version first in bronze, as you can see Hermes Trismegistus on there, and then also in green agate. And this is in a sterling silver setting. You can see those. Just gorgeous. very excited about doing these. This is the first time we've ever done this. And like I said, again, the image, and again, this is what you can see on it. As you can see him looking in his celestial globe there with his funky, sort of like a Byzantine emperor hat. It's interesting sort of headgear. But this is the classic Renaissance view of Hermes Trismegistus: prophet, magician, alchemist, psychopomp, really the opener of the way to personal gnosis, as well as all these other levels of knowledge. Again, Hermes is the Greek equivalent of Mercury. So these are really full-fledged, just on their own, full-fledged Mercury talismans. So all the mercurial powers of eloquence, study, memory, thought, business, profit, income, marketing, anything that you associate with Mercury, these talismans, of course, have that power. In addition, though, they're really emblematic of this devotion to Hermes Trismegistus as the patron of our art and root teacher of our lineage of astrological magic. The basic electional recipe comes from a Hermetic writing called the Discourse on the 8th and the 9th, which is a Hermetic text. It was found in the Nag Hammadi Library. Now, Nag Hammadi Library itself is an incredible treasure of esoteric lore. These books, lots of Gnostic, but also including Hermetic works, were hidden, and were, one of the works says that they'd be revealed at the end of time. So they're found in 1945, very interestingly enough. But the Discourse on the 8th and the 9th is talks about a student and a teacher who's identified as Hermes Trismegistus, and the Hermes Trismegistus leads the student on the spiritual awakening that's explicitly astrological. The 8th and the 9th are the 8th and the 9th spheres. The 7 planetary spheres, the 8th sphere are the fixed stars, and then the 9th sphere is, in this case, the Imperium, basically the one, the sphere of the one. So the student has this enlightenment experience, and then gives praises to Hermes Trismegistus for the opening, for this taste of enlightenment. And what Hermes Trismegistus says is, okay, take these teachings and inscribe them, and then he gives them an astrological election that's appropriate for him. He says, do it when Mercury is beyond 15 degrees of Virgo and the first half of the day. So using the sort of pick-a-tricks method, the typical astrological magician says, aha, very interesting election. That's clearly mercurial. That's clearly fits Hermes Trismegistus, but let me supercharge it. So this is a supercharged election. Yes, we not only have Mercury in Virgo, so dignified by sign and exaltation, so that's +9, also dignified by term, so +11 in essential dignity, culminating, and in Mercury day, as well as being in the first half of the day, and also being Mercury is beyond 15 degrees of Virgo. So all in all, taking that election and then taking it up to even higher levels of power. So we have this incredibly powerful talisman, following the instructions of our traditional source, and then we're going even further. And again, like I said, these are mercurial talismans, so they have all the standard Mercury powers, but were specifically made for Hermes Trismegistus, in particular for esoteric wisdom, arts, and particularly for esoteric initiation. So I'm very excited about having these available. I think this is really incredible. And, I'm really focused as well as, obviously our most popular talismans are going to be wealth talismans, probably followed by protection talismans, but I always want to make sure that we have wisdom talismans. Because those of us that are interested in these areas, of course we're interested in wealth and, protection, love, all those sort of things. But I definitely want to encourage people to be focusing as well on wisdom, like I said, esoteric initiation and devotion here. And like I said, Hermes Trismegistus is the root teacher, divinity, however you want to put it. Again, I don't see, that's what I love about this, is this mixture. Is like God or man, both really. A great teacher, the sage, the initiator, and definitely the focus of my astrological magic practice. So very excited to have these available. Check them out at the links. There's also a lot more information on Hermes Trismegistus and Hermetic Gnosis on my website, and I've included those links. Definitely a figure that has always stirred the imagination of Western esotericists. Not well known, widely with in the society, but to those in the know, to those true seekers, always a beacon of light someone to orient yourselves toward. So again, an excellent opportunity here for you to show your devotion to Hermes Trismegistus, to set up a daily practice, to get in touch with the spirit, in this teaching, and then to focus on your wisdom as well as getting the Mercury effects. Like I said, so check these out both in bronze and in green agate. We don't have many green agate, and again, this is a talisman that we're probably not going to be making regularly. So if you're watching this too much after February 2024, when we had first time available, they may have been sold out by now. But anyhow, check it out. Take a look at the talismans, and I think you'll love them as much as I do.